Hello, folks. Welcome to Threefold Talk. How are we all doing?
Good.
Good.
Hi.
Welcome, folks. This week's show, before we get started, as you saw at the beginning of our intro there, we would love to dedicate to a beautiful lost friend this week, Marmot, One Shelly's beautiful kitty, who unfortunately has gone to snuggle under the creator's palm, and who we will miss immensely. I know, especially Shelly, but also Kev. So, ramen rattle for beautiful kitties. So, so I hope you enjoyed that intro. How is everyone doing? Mel,
Good.
what have you been up to
Yes.
this week?
Ooh,
Let me get the music on
I
us while we're doing this.
I had to throw down some wise oneing on my real life disgruntled teenager. So it's been kind of a week of facing the consequences of your actions. so but it's turned out pretty good actually in the end. I think he's thought a lot this week about some of the choices that he made.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll make better ones in the future. That's all we can hope, right? We raise them right and they turn into, well-adjusted members of society who don't, try to stab their boyfriends or anything like that. But, who could say?
This is true. Fair enough. Leigh-A, how you weren't here last week? You're one of the viewers for last week. How have you? What were you up to? Where have you been?
I was visiting my first sister in San Diego. She's the one that will be coming to JordanCon, so we spent a lot of time just hanging out, talking nerd stuff. I actually did a live recording with What the Adaptation, and it was her first time ever watching a live podcast. And so she like snuck into the room, and she's like, afterwards, she's like, it's like a college book class, but about things you want to talk about and with people you like. And I was like, yeah. She's like, no wonder you want to do this all the time. Just like, yeah, so much fun. So she's really excited for JordanCon. We messed
That's
around
so cute.
with costumes a little bit and then just hung out. And then I had like the 26 hours of travel from hell. Moral of the story, don't get in fistfights on a plane because you will fuck with multiple levels of flights. Like,
Yeah.
my plane got delayed because some idiots before they took off decided to get in a fist fight at the back of the plane and had to turn around. And literally there was a cascading event of there was no weather, but all these flights got completely delayed in Atlanta, which had this massive trickle effect across the entire country. So,
wow.
getting fights on planes, and then for whatever reason, I packed my suitcase only to Atlanta and not to DC. So, and like my work badge was there, so I was like, "Oh my god, am I not gonna go to work this week? Because I don't know what to do without that."
That's crazy.
But
did you encounter any emotional support penises?
I did not. The flights were
could have used one, probably.
The flights themselves are pretty boring, but no, it's just all the other stuff was very traumatic. Sleeping in the airport. There were no bars open. It was going to be $220 for 5 hours at that little room in the airport. Like, no, I'm not paying that. Pay that for a regular hotel. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's quite an adventure.
Yes.
It is quite an adventure, yeah.
So
I'm glad you made it safe and sound.
I'm glad you're back.
Yes. I am so, yeah, I was keeping an eye on your travels, and it looked like a very, very stressful sort of time for you there.
There's very few times where I just like want to break down and cry, and I'm walking through the Atlanta airport on the phone with customer service, and I'm just like, yeah, I might cry.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's okay. I didn't, but it was like...
That's valid.
Much G, Leigh-A. Much
yes.
G.
Much Definitely. G indeed. So, and Bain&Chiad, also, this is your first experience on the new streaming platform. How are you? What have you been up to? How was your week off?
Yeah, my week off was nice. I got a little bit of rest. And that's good because this week is a very busy week. Mel and I actually already were on another show earlier this week. We went on the fundraiser for Zool. We were very stabby on that show. That was fun.
Yes.
Good.
And then I've got another live stream tomorrow. And yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on. Busy time.
What are you on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Rob and I are on the Wheel Takes live stream for the Grinwall Cup. So I'm really excited for
Awesome.
that. Yeah.
Mhm. That's going to be a lot of stabby fun. I mean, obviously, one of the preliminary polls that went up this week, there was an easy winner.
Clearly the
one that
easiest
should-
decision to make.
Yeah, one
The
that should
whole
clearly
prelims.
just sort of make its way all the way to the final and then win. It's a very obvious given.
It's our year, I'm
Mhm.
telling
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
There we go. So I'm
Believe.
excited
I
to.
believe.
I'm excited to get up and just reiterate for those folks that choose to live under a rock and not realize what real hotness is,
It's
what
true.
their choice should be.
I agree. I wonder if they actually intentionally scheduled me for this week, knowing that that poll was going to be this week.
I mean, it's very
Ooh.
possible if they're clever people out
They
in
are.
us. So
Yeah.
I have chosen not to be upset that I wasn't included in the preliminary rounds, despite the fact that I keep getting robbed of the hotness trophy year after year. But if anyone deserves to represent the maidens, it's definitely Bain&Chiad.
Two for
I feel like
one.
we have
I
a
agree.
we have an advantage because it's two of us. So
Yeah.
I
It's
think
true. It's true.
that might help.
This is very true. So
More to left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to pop back and I want to say thank you to Jess. Thank you, Jessica Sadai. You've sent us a super chat. My favorite
you.
stabby crew with beautiful pink hearts. So much love to you. Thank you so much.
Ooh, speaking of stabby, just for you, Jess, I have a new stabby.
A new stabby.
Yes.
Daddy.
It's a newly
Ooh.
acquired stabtastic stabbiness.
Oh,
That is sweet.
I need to set up like single person highlights because that is cool. Let
Wait, can
me-
you do that
Really
again?
pretty.
'Cause that made a really cool noise.
It did. Everyone
Okay, let's see if I could do it again.
Ooh.
Very satisfying.
It's very sexy.
Yeah,
How
as
do you
Jessica
always
was saying,
have the
like
best stabbies?
that's hot.
Listen, what you need to
Yeah.
do is you need to come visit me during the fall, and we will go to the Renaissance
Stabby store?
Fair, and we will visit the pirates. And the pirates always have the best stabbies, and they will do a pirate auction, which is hilarious and fun. And you can get all sorts of interesting stabbies and be surprised by the stabbies that you get by just being like, I'll pay you $20 for a stabby, and then they'll give you something like this.
Wow.
So it's super
Oh.
fun.
Amazing.
You should come visit.
Do we have
It's
to
always-
get on a boat with the pirates?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
that's okay.
They are land lubbing pirates.
Nice.
They have a pirate ship that is dry docked.
Okay.
I love
as long as
that.
there's no
Mhm.
boats, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is beautiful. I am jealous. I am keen to do land-lubbing pirate stabbies. This sounds like a lot of fun.
It
There was
is.
also something else previously requested in chat, and I feel like I kind of have it set up a little better this week. So let's go with that, folks. Shall we? Let's play.
Butt rock.
Oh, why did it not play the sound? Did it play the sound? I feel like it did play the sound and I had my settings set up wrong. Let's try that again.
Butt rock.
Yay, there we go. It played butt rock. You're welcome, folks.
I'm so bummed we can't see it.
I know. This is a fun thing, folks. Now my co-stars can no longer really see what's live on screen. Or wait, no, Mel, you can't you? Can you pop it out and see?
Yeah. We were just trying to figure out how to let Bain&Chiad and Leigh-A do that, but I think we have a difference of computer capabilities.
I think so too.
I think
yeah.
it's like Mac versus PC. Whether you can pop it out and make your screen super big is
I did switch my screen and I could see the butt rock, but I was getting an echo of your voice. So I don't know if there's a way I can mute it somehow, but when I click on the preview, I get the sound as well, which is weird.
Oh yeah, I guess
figure it out.
I can turn the preview.
We're still playing with all this, folks. So I hope you're enjoying it. And yes, they did hear the butt rock. So I have a weird setting here because I have a studio mode going on. And I can choose to have the sound play in the edit function or the live function. And I realized I had it set up to give me sound from the edit function rather than the live function. So I switched it and then I could hear it. So, but yeah. I hope you're enjoying it. We're having fun with this. Oh, look, Copper has come to say hello. So we have two kitties on screen. Hey, Copper.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Copper.
And this is Parker on screen with Leigh-A.
This is Wilder.
This is Wilder.
Hi, Wilder. Did you guys want to tell us about your love for Marmot too?
I think they did.
Yes.
They knew it was a special night. They
It is a
needed to
special
come
night.
show their
Look
support
at
for
those
Marmot.
cuddle boops.
Yeah. Oh.
Wilder.
This is not grapes. Grapes is purple, not orange.
Yes. Yeah, this is Light Blinded Fool. So grapes is the purple kitty. We don't have grapes yet, but grapes will come one day.
We'll
Good
have
day,
the grapes.
Kev. How we doing?
Hi, Kev.
Hi, Kev. How's
Good
Shelly?
morning, Kev.
How's Shelly? Yep. And hello, Mary
She's
Frenzy.
probably asleep.
Yeah.
Mary was amazing on Zool's live stream earlier this
Yeah, if
week.
you guys didn't
She's
see it,
just
go watch it. She was hilarious.
Oh my
And
gosh. And
most
so
definitely.
smart too. Like I just
So basically, she was herself.
yeah.
Yeah, basically,
Exactly.
yeah. So it was just a treat to share the screen with her briefly. But yeah,
Yes.
that was
I'm
on.
so bummed I missed it now.
It was on The Way of the Leaf. You can go back and watch it on their channel. It was Tuesday, and they raised a lot of money for Zool.
They
Yes.
did.
Yeah, the Way of the Leaf still has the fundraiser open. So I don't think they said for how much longer. But yes, if you want to go back, if you missed it, you can still go donate. For those of you who don't know, Dana Lou Zool, the Forever Mod and all the channels got hit by a tornado 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and pretty bad damage. So the fundraiser is to help her. She lives with her parents, or her parents live with her, and just, get them back on their feet, get their house fixed. So, because summer is coming up and it's hot in Texas.
Yes.
So.
It's true, yeah, and I'm hoping everything was fine with them today, but there were tornado warnings again in their part of the Threefold Land this evening. So hopefully everything was fine, but it's been a pretty crazy weather situation over here.
It has. Do we have any news for the Daily Veil this week, ladies?
Yes.
Ooh.
There were
Yeah.
two.
There were some things.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I think it might be time to crack into the Daily Veil. Shall we?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Dear brothers and sisters,
It is time to cover up your face.
for the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spears with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
Okay, folks. Oh, I should have changed the music while it was playing. Okay, news music, go.
Oh, that's okay. We can keep
No,
it
I like
dreamy.
that
I like the
music.
dreamy
It's-
music. Yeah.
Now we have the news music playing.
Okay.
Okay, so what news do we
I feel
have,
like-
ladies?
Clark Kent should come on screen. Yeah. Ooh, so JordanCon news, right?
Yes.
Oh, 2 things from JordanCon, yes.
What news from JordanCon?
Well, one is JordanCon adjacent,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Well, yeah. I would say
Mr.
that.
Stovey.
The one that you both posted in our chat earlier today.
Yeah, we were both like, should we do this? And we both separately like, should we share this?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for you to say it. I was like, it's both of you wanted this. I mean, it is Daily
We were
Vale,
both very
Daily Vale
excited
worthy,
about
but
this.
yeah. So let me
Yes.
pop that on screen now, and Mel or Leigh-A, feel free to dive in and explain this piece of news, folks.
Yeah. Leigh-A, do you want to explain it?
Sure. So Mr. Stovey and the Women's Circle are very supportive of all the women in the community, and they know sometimes it's hard to just get the funds together. So every year the Women's Circle ask for donations, and then also donations from people who have a little bit of extra money and are willing to support fellow women in the community, and then also for women who want to go to JordanCon and just can't afford it to apply. Mistress Stovey in her tweet said so far they've got lots of donations but no applicants. So we're looking again. We just wanted to boost this information. So if you can donate, feel free. All the information is here and then also on her tweet. And then if you want to go to JordanCon and, just sometimes life is hard, go ahead and email them at, I believe it's Women of What? Rob, if you scroll down, it's there. Anyways, it's in the tweet. So email them.
It's womenofwhat@gmail.com via PayPal if you want to donate. To apply, I'm assuming it's
I think you just email them again.
Apply at the link in the next tweet. Okay, sorry, there's a tweet in the next, a link in the next tweet. Oh, there it is. There's a Google Doc in the tweet attached to this. So I will go and add this tweet to the description of the video, and I will also add it. I'll also put it into my Discord server, and I'll retweet it from the Threefold Talk account, so we can do that.
Yeah, and I think it's just a lovely way to support your fellow fans. If you have a couple extra bucks, you can throw it in, or if you need any assistance getting to be able to celebrate with us, to celebrate our fandom together in person and at JordanCon in Atlanta, send a message over to this fundraiser, and we hope you can see us, and we hope that funding isn't an impediment for you to be able to join and celebrate together with all of these wonderful people that we hang out with online every day.
Yep. Love that. It's beautiful. So, all right. What was the other piece of news that you wanted to share, ladies?
Well, we all have a
collective piece of news.
A collective piece of news. Yes.
Some sort of gathering.
There is a gathering. I have no graphic for it because I was late to the party tonight.
Level coalescing of people in one place at a specific time?
Maybe.
On a stabby day of the week.
On a particularly stabastically stabby day?
What is a stabastically stabby day? What does that look like? And tell me.
Last year, a couch was involved.
Okay.
Some pouring of water without trying to spill it by a certain
That sounds pretty fun. And then
Wetlander snacks.
I'm sure there was a lot of T-shirts with bright pink hearts on them. I don't know if you guys remember something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I felt like it was really fun, and maybe we should do it again. I don't know what you guys think.
It was a lot of fun.
That again.
Should we do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right, we'll do it again. Bain&Chiad, you've been very quiet. What are we doing?
Does Saturday at JordanCon maybe sound good?
I mean, that's when we'll all be together. So yes.
We could do that. Maybe.
Anytime, all day.
I'll think about it. I'll see. Maybe I'm washing my hair that day. I don't know.
All day
That's
long.
how it
Sounds
works, right?
like a
In
very
your hair? How dare you waste water that way?
That's
so much
fine.
water, so
More
much
Jello
toe.
shots for us.
More what?
Jello shots.
Jello shot. We're doing Jello shots again. Oh lord.
Why not?
Hey, the roof mistress introduced us to how to do it, and we need
Only
to
out of
practice.
respect. Yeah.
So
it's
you
just-
might recognize this. I didn't have a graphic for this year's show, but this is our show from last year, folks. You might remember this. Yeah, so we did Saturday 23rd last year, but Saturday is not the 23rd this year. What is the
It's the
Saturday this year?
22nd.
It's the 22nd. Thank you for the math there. I appreciate that. So yeah, folks, you can come and join us at 2:30 p.m. So that'll be Eastern time in Atlanta, won't it?
Mhm.
Yes, 2:30 Eastern. Somewhere on the couches. We might pick the same spot. We might pick a different spot. We like to keep it interesting, but we will let you know in advance. You can come and join us at 2:30 Eastern on the couches of JordanCon and enjoy the third ever live threefold talk live in person, sorry, but only the second time we've ever done it at JordanCon. So the four of us will be there. Sadly, Wise One Shelly is unable to attend, but that is because of some glorious Kev involved reasons, which we thoroughly approve of. So
100%.
yeah, we'll be playing games. We'll be, oh god, we'll be doing all sorts. We have a multitude of things we're thinking of and putting down, and I believe the water challenge will continue.
Possibly. There is a spreadsheet worth of games that I need to and figure out which ones I will be recommending.
Yes, it will be. The only challenge we have is narrowing down the list of what we want to do with all of you glorious people. So please come and join us again.
And Bike Burns, you are quite right. Yeah, I can't believe how close JordanCon is. It's very soon, as Jess has pointed out in chat. It is only 5 weeks away until JordanCon.
Oh my gosh, so crazy.
Matt Coughlin has the right way to describe it. It is fire.
Yeah, so we haven't yet decided if it'll be insert shirt type here or if we're doing Aiel costume. So we literally just figured out the time and date. We have no more details, but all of that will be forthcoming.
Just be there. Don't worry about the rest.
Just be there. Yeah, I don't even have a graphic for you, folks. That's how well we organized it. So
We definitely have set a time, which is pretty fantastic for being a month out. So give us some credit.
That's true,
also, 2 things. If you have ideas for how we celebrate being Aiel at a Tuathawan themed con.
JordanCon has toe, by the way.
So much toe.
Give it to us. The anti-Tinker Con or the I don't know. We would love your ideas, and also
apparently it's a sweat tent dress
Oh.
code.
I didn't know. This is news to me.
Really looking forward to that, Silvertooth, specifically from you.
Yeah, from you indeed, Silvertooth. And
You are the
Mary
chef,
Frenzy can't wait to stab people in person. She means hug. So screaming spud monkeys would love lots and lots of pictures. There will absolutely be lots and lots of pictures. Screaming spud monkeys. I believe I have a photo montage tradition to carry on, so that will be happening again.
Indeed, you do.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you don't know, JordanCon also coincides with Rob's birthday.
Oh God! It doesn't this year.
Never.
Okay.
No,
it's on Monday. Monday still counts.
Monday still counts.
It does.
Right. Anyway, I have a special announcement to make.
Oh.
None of you know about. So
okay.
Yeah, folks, at that live recording at 2:30 Eastern on the Saturday of JordanCon, there will be a very special announcement about something very special, and that's all I'm going to tell you about.
That is not fair.
What does that even mean?
I know that's real mean. You
A very
No,
special
that's not-
announcement about something very special.
That's against the rules. You can't
Nope.
do that.
Yeah.
Nope,
Here's
there
honest.
is-
Honest
We never
chat.
do that to each
This is
other.
a
ever.
violation of the surprise code.
No
I-
surprises
I am not on the
allowed.
Lights
Freaking
Pod.
Wetlander.
I go by my own secrets code. Ladies and gents, I have a rather big secret that I will be revealing at that show and not before. So you have to be there to find out what that is.
Oh my god, I want to know what it
Is it JordanCon yet?
Seriously.
That's just
You're
so,
gonna-
It's a big secret.
You're gonna make us wait 5 weeks to figure
so
rude.
So much toe. The toast.
The toest token Wetlander.
I'm going to burn your toast.
I love this. Apparently Kev Angus is going to get me a Waygate for my birthday. I love that. That's great.
Aw,
great
that's
gift.
sweet.
That's a fun present. So
I like. Would that mean that we can travel between each other's like houses across
would
the
be
ocean?
incredible, wouldn't it?
Ooh,
Yeah,
amazing.
it really would.
But is it
That
a
would be good.
cleanse? Are the ways cleansed? Or do we
That's.
have to-
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I would happily risk the ways to be able to see Bain&Chiad whenever I need it.
Aw.
So
It's really sweet, but we're also here.
I mean, then I could also see you, but you know, I would then probably
That's
travel
exciting.
safely, you know, less risky, not the ways to get to see the others of this glorious cast.
We would all need waygates to make that work, though.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying. Like Kevin needs to get 5
Oh,
waygates.
Oh,
I one
see.
Waygate-
Yes.
Yes.
Waygate does not really help anyone.
Right. Yes. Good
I love
point.
it. Kev's like, I love big
Sends Rob
secrets. This
into
is
a
great.
portal into the nothingness, no man's land forever that he can't get out of. So
but-
that's not quite the present that you might think.
Toast. Turtle toe from Mark and Mayhem. We're having fun with this toe thing. It would. Goat Brother's right. Oh my god, it would be funny if someone would do a
Oh my god.
Waygate
That would be
cosplay. I love that.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
love that so
Oh
much.
man,
I bet
maybe
somebody
that's
will.
what Kevin
I mean,
is thinking
Kevin.
of.
If anyone's gonna do it, it'll be Kevin.
Yeah.
It's gotta be Kevin.
So creative.
And Oliver, I can't wait until MalkierCon to announce this big announcement, because what it is will have already happened by that stage. So,
I'm
so I'll just leave it there.
confused.
I am very confused too.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. Do you like secretly know when season 2 is coming out and then you're gonna announce it at the thing because you already know that season 2 is gonna be announced sometime between now and then? Is that what you're saying?
I can neither confirm nor deny any knowledge I may or may not have about any events that could or could not occur.
Worst.
And Screaming Spud Monkeys is absolutely correct. This is my revenge for the hazing.
We didn't haze you. We
No.
didn't haze you. What are you talking about?
We're gonna haze you harder.
Okay.
You're
Stop
gonna
it.
haze me harder.
Don't encourage him.
Okay, ladies, we have a purpose
Did you
tonight.
finish the episode that you didn't watch?
No, I haven't finished that.
Please
Okay.
finish that.
Okay,
I love that you haven't finished it. Nobody tell
Ladies.
him.
ladies, the Daily Veil is over unless I've missed anything.
No, that's
No,
it.
there's no news.
Nice music. There's no news this week. Sorry, folks.
We tried.
Hey,
Kev's like, welcome to the Tweeter of Chaos conspiracy.
I mean, I've been in it since the beginning. You guys have no idea.
Hybrid Havoc thinks I know the release date for the Origin. Folks, this is the best. This is this is so much fun. Seriously,
August.
I want to see your guesses. I'll put them in the comments after the video is finished. You can't put them in while it's live; it doesn't work. But put them in the comment section afterwards because honestly, I can't wait to see what you put. There's a lot of Guy Robert comments going in chat
I
right now.
cannot tell you how upset I am that I cannot put comments on screen anymore.
I know.
So mad.
I am very much missing that
Like
too.
my finger is like, how do I put that? on
All right.
screen?
Well, ladies, if you want to have that power, we can give you that power, but it's double the outlay from this streaming software to give you that power. So, folks, you need to subscribe. You need to like the video. You need to send us viral so we make all those millions, and then I can afford the higher streaming cost to allow the ladies to put up your comments about a certain famous Shakespearean actor that you all love and adore. And
You were smart.
A love affair, and we want to post about this, but Rob won't. So please
give us the power back. We want the power back. Our show will be 10 times funnier if we have it. So support us and let us take over again. Thank you.
We're going to start a new GoFundMe. Screwzool's Tornado House. Let the maidens take over the stream.
Right.
Love it.
Okay, but folks, now we've had fun with that. And I really have had fun with that. We are here to talk about the origins. The origin videos that the Wheel of Time released, the 6, because we didn't get the other 2. They really are giving me toe in chat. Even Brother Zachariah is doing it now.
Thank you, Brother Zachariah.
Yeah. So this week we are on to the third origins, which is the Greatest Water. So now that I've driven you mad with the lack of commentability and the secret giving me the toest of toes, now I'm going to make you watch a video about swords. How do we feel about that?
Really excited.
Spoiler alert, the video is not really about swords, though. It's about things that are better than swords.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what you say. So we'll play it, and then we'll have a chat about it.
Sure.
So, because I'll share it on screen so we can see it, and we can scroll back and forth. But let's play that through now, folks. So please enjoy the Greatest Water from the origins of the Wheel of Time.
Closer! First means pick your blasted heels in water. Look alive! Blood and ashes. On your feet. His prowess with a sword knew no equal. In battle, all who should cross him found themselves at the far end of his blade. Save one. A single loss to a farmer with a wooden quarterstaff. His sole defeat became a legacy. Never again underestimate your fellow man. Respect the wielder, not the weapon. Who is the greatest blade master of all time?
So that was the Greatest Water. who would like to talk about it first?
So I was trying to find if there was any more information about Jerome, and went to the handy dandy Wheel of Time companion, and
Nice.
all it literally says is the greatest blade master in history, fought over 10,000 battles, and in battle and single combat he defeated once life armor with a quarterstaff, and that's it. Like, seriously.
Nice.
Anytime you want more information about people, they don't put it. But then there's all this extra details of people you don't care about sometimes.
I mean, that sounds
But I
about right
think
to me.
there's- Do you think that's why Rami wrote into the script a man with no history? So like there really literally is no history. Like
Very
there's nothing
possibly.
you can say about this guy.
I do really appreciate that they included the line, respect the man, not the weapon, because there were a lot of disgusting swords in that video, and I found it really hard to watch personally. I found it quite triggering. But I wonder if they knew that there was going to be quite a varied audience learning about the history of this man with no history, and instead opted to, like put that disclaimer in there to make it easier for those of us who may have differences of opinions about, what they choose to wield, to be able to connect with the material better. I appreciate that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome. We can go through it again. I have it here on screen so we can check it out. And I don't think I've ever actually played a video like this. So it's this is going to be interesting because this was very different on StreamYard. But we're going to have some fun. And I'm just going to play it. It should not be playing with sound. So I don't know why it's doing that.
I'm such a sucker for trees, just in general as a person, and I feel like the like animation of the trees at the beginning of this really just sucks you into the environment so quickly. I appreciate how animators can, like, just even within the first few milliseconds, like set the mood so strongly with the color choices and the trees, and just like bring you in. And they're just, that's, like the ability to draw those kind of organic shapes like that and make them
So I did have a
so
question
lifelike is so cool.
Yeah.
about the flags here. So the one on the left is the Aes Sedai, the Flame of Tarvalon, the Aes Sedai, the female Aes Sedai symbol. I could not, for the life of me, figure out what the flag on the right is.
I don't know, actually. Now you've said that.
No idea.
Yeah, so it's shown twice here and at the end, and you really don't get closer. And it's like really killing me that I can't tell what the hell that freaking flag is. Do the Gaiden have their own flag or their own sigil? It's not. I don't think it's ever really described that they have their own sigil in the book. So
Is it the male Aes Sedai symbol?
I don't think
Like,
it would.
I don't know why they would be talking. Did they have warders in the Age of Legends?
No.
Yeah. So
No, they
that
don't,
wouldn't make any
because
sense.
it's the Forsaken are very. They didn't even have that bond, so they call it a bond that these primitives discovered and something that they never used.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. So that's not what it is. I don't know.
Very strange. So,
This is great, but can you play episode 7?
yeah, that's fine.
Blood Snow. I mean, yeah. That would make up for all the swords, for sure.
Listen, we'll get there.
We might need a palate cleanser after this. We do have a palate cleanser for after this. We promise y'all.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we do.
not the dragon banner. I mean, I don't know what that would be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very stressful. There's just lots of long pieces of steel. that
Yeah,
get in
and
the
then I
way.
also had a question of when do you guys think this is? Because in the story, Hammer is the one that tells this story after Matt defeats Gawain and Galad.
Mm-hmm.
A very sick Matt Cawthon defeats
Yeah.
two very healthy young strapping men with who are both wielding those other dirty S words. And this is when he tells the story, and it's almost verbatim what's being told now. But this is obviously not the practice yard of Tarvalon. It's somewhere in the forest that's been cleared. It kind of almost looks like a preliminary fort almost.
Yeah.
I don't know. It struck me as a camp, right? Like a war camp.
Yeah,
That,
possibly.
or like a camp while an army is on the move, kind of like a temporary thing, not any sort of established place.
So maybe like the Trolloc Wars or the Aiel. Well, I don't think the Gaiden left. I don't think the Warders left Tarvalon because the Aes Sedai didn't leave Tarvalon during the Aiel War. Maybe it's the Trolloc
So
War.
earlier than that.
Yeah, maybe the Trolloc War.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, possibly. So, is there? I mean, this looks to be very open. There's no tower grounds here whatsoever. So, like, are the Warders just training out in the middle of nowhere, perhaps?
It looks like the place where they found the Waygate. That was at Tarvalon. So maybe there's like some grassy field areas there.
Okay. Yeah.
And of note, they are all using swords. They're not using the practice sword bundles.
This is true. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Kev is suggesting this is some kind of boot camp. That's an interesting idea.
Ooh, it's like spring training for the warders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they are always training. You see them constantly in the books. Like they're always practicing, and in the show, as we got Stefan and Lan
Yeah.
practicing together.
Right.
Yeah, they're doing their kind of kata thing, but this is more like, like
Legit.
sparring.
Sparring. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're saying fighting in the grove, perhaps. Noma Garden suggests. That's possible.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
It could be. So, yeah, just this. Also, I don't see a lot of teachers. I just see a lot of like students just, going around hacking each other. There's
But
apart from
honestly, once
the
you
teacher's
get
kind
to
of there. 1 second, just flip that.
once you get to a certain point in your training, you don't necessarily need a teacher. Like you are just practicing the movements. And you do have, like, if you've ever been to like a boxing or mixed martial arts class, there is several rings where you're sparring and you've just got a teacher going around overseeing and occasionally giving course corrections and adjustments. But, warders hypothetically are already at this elevated level of training that they
Right.
don't really need to be overseen. They just need to keep their skills up in practice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So these three that I currently have on screen, are these like teachers, or do you think they're perhaps other students that just aren't in the mix right now?
They strike me as fellow warders, right? That are just watching
Maybe
a
on
battle.
like
Everyone's taking a pause to watch this farmer who came out to challenge the warders, right?
Yeah.
well, I don't think because it doesn't seem like anybody's been destroyed by a quarterstaff here. I think it's a moral of a story. Like this kid falls down. Maybe he's doing something silly with a sword.
Yeah,
It
we
looks
do
like-
have the pair here where one has a quarterstaff and one is a sword.
Yeah.
He does. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Yeah.
No.
And none of them are wearing proper cadence or like is there something wrong in the wetlands where they cannot put an entire sleeve on their clothes? I don't understand why they feel like this is the way that they should do. Plus, there's so much armpit exposed. Why?
The white folks have that look too. You're right, Mel.
Yeah.
Something about the no sleeves thing.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I think no, it's just no sleeves. So yeah, I was gonna say it looks like one's wearing gloves, but potentially not. Yeah, this person gets knocked down by. Okay, so we've got like a more sort of like scenic view here. This definitely just looks like a big area. Kev made a very interesting point in chat. You know, that Bain&Chiad noticed. They have to learn tracking, hunting, and survival and things like that. It's not just all swords and fighting and such things of that nature. So potentially this, the boot camp feature that was mentioned earlier, this could be, I don't know, a stay away with some of your
Boy Scout camp.
Boy Scout, yeah, possibly, yeah. So
I like that.
it's very possible. Yeah, it's not all snacks and swords and snacks. That's a good point. And Hybrid Habit said sleeves get wet. Oh my
Not
God.
if you use them correctly.
Not
Yeah,
if you stay out of the wetlands.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's something about this area. It looks like an area that's been cleared, right? It kind of looks like a land that isn't just like a temporary cap, but maybe, like I said earlier, but maybe there's been a lot of people on for a significant enough amount of time to like change the landscape from.
Well, if you add what you just said to what Kev said, that this is a training outing where they needed to learn to clear a field, to set up embattlements and kind of create a position of strength, because they are up on a hill, which is a position of strength. So maybe this is all part of this, Boy Scout in the woods, Border Scout in the woods.
The Border
Okay,
Scouts.
so what would you name Camp Warder Training Camp? Would it be Camp Guy? So some sort of play on Guidine.
We definitely
Camp Guy Dreams.
That sounds like a very different situation.
That sounds like Rob's dreams.
Oh my God.
Well, that's what I was going for. Thanks for cluing in.
Right. So this scene carries on. We get back to the close-up of the two guys. I think. I don't know. I'm far away from it. Right. Yes. Right. So we have this guy who's been knocked down on the floor by a quarterstaff. And it's like, get on your feet, the guy's saying. I love the dirt and the texture in this picture, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
That looks just incredible. It
almost looks like mud, like he's fallen in a puddle of mud conveniently placed there for him to fall on his face into.
Yeah. We're getting some names on, by the way. So guidance counselors. That's nice. I like that one, Nomi.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Knew that all these would come through.
Yeah, they always come through for us. But yeah, the detail in this drawing is pretty amazing. And so I don't think this guy who comes in here, I don't think this is the one that got knocked down, or is he?
He is.
I think he is. Yeah.
He looks ashamed and a little chagrined.
Beaten up.
So
yeah.
And he's got all
I
that
think it
mud
is
on his
him.
face.
Yeah. Okay. And this is where the story starts of Jerome. So, as someone said in chat a while back, I can't believe they still made him a warder. I feel like he got knocked down by a quarterstaff long after he became a warder. I don't know how anyone else feels about that, but that seems to fit to me.
That seems to be the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
He defeated thousands of people in battle and single combat, and only was defeated once.
Yeah.
According to the story. But as Tom, Marilyn, and Loyal will tell you, stories change.
Stories do change. This is very true.
Wouldn't it be interesting if this kind of jet, this outcropping here, was the same outcropping from the two rivers that Lan searched to find the Aes Sedai camp? I mean, there's lots of outcroppings in the world, but it's the juxtaposition. I don't remember when exactly this was in the sequence of the show playing out, but I feel like it was similar. It was kind of in the same realm as episode 4, right? When they were like episode 4, episode 5, somewhere around when the Step In story started coming out. So it would be interesting because that's when that outcropping appeared at the same time.
Yeah.
Just a different view.
Mayhem Markham has gone back and zoomed in on the second flag for us, by the way, and apparently it looks like an image of the White Tower. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, man.
Cute.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Um,
That was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Kev's wondering if we think they sing Kumbaya.
I mean, depends how.
They probably sing Melindhra.
Yeah, they sing the Melindhra song. Yeah. But Highbreak Havoc is also saying the art style makes him want a Wheel of Time game from Telltale Games, which I agree with. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
really
oh,
hope-
man.
I'm
Yeah.
still
want a Wheel
waiting
of
for
Time game.
somebody from Amazon to say, here's the artist. And yeah, they can go on Threefold Talk and talk about the art and all that.
Mm.
Well,
Someday.
maybe we can petition to get Rami Park to come join us. The
Oh,
writer of the
yeah.
Origins.
We should.
Or the
We
artist.
should.
We'll
That'd be
ask.
great.
We'll ask and see if we can get after we've completed, or maybe for the 6th one.
Maybe for the last one.
Yeah, or maybe for
Yeah.
the last 2. Maybe we'd be like, hey, invite Rami on and then we can reveal the last 2. By the time, yeah.
That would be amazing.
Remy,
That'd
if
be
you're
the-
watching, and we know you are,
Yeah.
we'd love to talk to you about this. So from this view, it looks like they've got. What do you think the stuff on the right is? Are those all quarterstaffs? Or are they
Yeah, I think those are
tent
embattlements.
stakes?
Yeah,
Mm,
stakes in the ground. So from
for like
what camp are we
defensive
calling it?
stakes. Mm.
Yeah, defensive stakes at the guidance counselors camp. That is a mouthful.
I'm going with it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but they got to learn how to create like a defensive position.
This is very possible. Yeah. This fits in with what Kev said earlier about the whole, the training.
We got to learn other
situation.
stuff.
Yeah,
learn other
stuff.
stuff.
They have to know it. They have to know it well, not just to implement it, but also to like lead other people in how to do it, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, Land gained that skill set from being in battle, but I would think that other warders would maybe not necessarily gain it outside of being a warder, right?
But you see Alana's warder in the Battle of the Two Rivers helping and teaching the townsfolk who have 0 experience in battle how to set up a very defensive perimeter that is quite effective against thousands of Trollocs.
Right. So they have to get that skill even if they haven't been a soldier in another circumstance, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Plus, if they don't have a perimeter, how will the Girl Scouts know how to sneak in?
That's true.
This
What
is
are they
true.
gonna
Sneak
do?
by.
I mean,
Yeah.
do they get Girl
fun.
Scouts? Do they get Girl Scouts sneak in or green Girl Scouts sneak in?
I'm just curious where they're gonna get the shaving cream that they put on their faces or their hands in their tents in the
They
night,
have to
and then they
bring
take
it
all
while
their
they're
faces
on
with the
their back.
feather. So
Yep.
they slap themselves in the face. Like when exactly in this conduit of camp life is shaving cream implemented? That's what I want to know.
Okay, well,
After
an interesting
training.
question.
Mm.
Yeah.
At night, because you got to sneak around and not get caught. That's part of the Gaiden training.
It's true.
Don't get caught.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
that's
have-
very
I
good.
wonder how many times Jerome slapped himself in the face with shaving cream. Probably a lot.
Probably none. I bet it was none.
You
According
think
to
so?
Okay.
Like he
According
seems
to
like
legend.
if he was the legendary warder of legend, if he was like
Legendary
never
Border of
defeated,
Legends.
he would be like the prime target for any sort of camp prank, right?
But he would
Like
wake
that
up
would be
after
the epitome.
they would put it in his hand and try to tickle him, and then he'd smash it in their face.
That's probably true.
I think we're getting a smidge off topic here.
No, we are clearly on topic with these shirtless men in their guidance camp.
All right.
It's
I want to mention one thing. Now, unfortunately, because so the video function for playing it didn't work, so I switched to actually just playing it on a media player on my computer and sharing the screen for that. Unfortunately, that won't drop off and unveil the closed captioning here. But I want to just talk about the line of "only legends pass through the ranks of the warders," because I think this is a really interesting line. That in essence, that suggests to me that warders are all forgotten, except for the really exceptional ones that become legendary. That is quite a thing to be taught as a recruit or a trainee or whatever level these guys are. That in essence, unless you're legendary, you will never be remembered. You are nothing. You will be forgotten. That's a lot for anyone to take on, isn't it?
But that's kind of true in all of life, right? Unless you do something absolutely notable, nobody, like, going down the history, people just are not going to remember you.
Yeah, but you could still be fulfilled as a soldier, right? Versus being a warder. What they're saying is, to be a warder, you'd have to go above and beyond, and you have to live up to that really high level of expectation for you in order to be that. And it's interesting because when you said that, Rob, it immediately made me think of Gawain and how he was. I mean, fuck Gawain, but like how he was trying so hard for his whole life to live up to all of these expectations, like the expectation of being the first prince of the sword, the expectation of being legendary enough to be a warder, like what that could do to a person, and how there probably actually has to be a lot of it makes sense why an Aes Sedai needs to pay very close attention to warder trainees when selecting their warders, to make sure that they are able to live up to this same like caliber of expectation of the ranks of the warders themselves. And it makes sense why so many Aes Sedai were like, aghast at people picking, specifically Elaine, picking a warder so soon after she became an Aes Sedai, or before. But you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense because you want to, there's almost like a symbiotic relationship to preserving the level of awe and mysteriousness and epicness of that particular title, and choosing the right people who could carry that on.
Yeah.
I do wonder how many warders are actually chosen through this warder boot camp, because frequently you see in the books, and then even Karene in the show talks about finding essentially the warders out in the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's just maybe not
There's
quite many young guys going to the tower, because I'm guessing it takes a little bit of funding to get there.
Right. It's that like rich kid having his way paid through so that he can go and say he trained with the warders, versus like someone who actually has like the innate skill set going and joining up and working their way into it. I think both of those things probably existed in the same space.
Yeah. There was obviously Kev and Noma Gardner both made a similar point in chat. It is a life of service. But this is an interesting way of putting it forward. Like, you could just be like, this is a life of service. That is the purpose of this. You are to serve your Aes Sedai, who obviously in the old tongue, that means servants of all. So your service to servants, as Noma Garden has worded it.
I love that.
But they've chosen to go with you only legendary make it through, which implies to me you're all exceptional people to be warders, but you have to be legendary to be remembered. Because I suppose a lot of people would turn up and be like, I'm going to be a warder. Warders are exceptional beings. They're exceptional fighters, all those sorts of things. They have a great purpose in life. I'm going to be something. And then to be reminded, be sort of, keep humble, kid or boy, man, whatever, because even though you are this exceptional person, you have to be legendary to be remembered. So that's why I found it interesting anyway. Okay. We'll continue playing unless anyone has more to add. Bain&Chiad, you're quiet.
No, I'm good. Keep going.
Okay. So I feel like we're getting sort of like the storytelling part here, because here we get. So this is Jerome, I suppose now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I assume so.
So we could watch.
Look at that stabby stab right there. Look at that. What do we
No.
think of that? No.
No.
It's too long. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's obscene.
Mm-hmm.
It's obscenely
Anybody who
long.
needs that much metal in order to effectively make us kill is not legendary to me. But
They're also
Great.
compensating for something, obviously.
Fair
Mhm.
enough. Fair enough.
I do watch his armor, because I was trying to figure out if there was an equivalent that we've seen in the show. One of the shoulder blades kind of or shoulder armor pad things.
Pauldron.
pauldrons.
Look at you with your amazing words. Kind of reminded me a little bit of the white cloaks, but then the other side has almost like a stacked leather shoulder protector thing. Don't know what that's called,
Yeah.
but I just didn't know if you guys had seen something like this in the show, or maybe one of the trailers for season 2.
It's hard to tell. Everything's so dark and
It is
misty.
very
Yeah.
dark, isn't it? Yeah.
Goes by so fast.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
buy. I'm playing it at a quarter speed to see if we can get some of the imagery here a bit better. So he's fighting this looks very Trolloc like.
It's
Yeah.
It sounds
Clearly a
Trolloc
Trolloc.
like too. Yeah.
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 So how close? I mean, these are interesting. This is fairly close to what I imagine. Not fairly close to what I imagine. Fairly close to what we saw for the Trollocs in the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with the under tusks.
Yeah. Stop.
So
Pause. Jesus, silly thing.
I'm with you, Leigh-A. He's got a very kind of like Romulan situation happening with his
Great
armor.
analogy.
Romulan, is that how we're wording it?
Yeah, I mean, at least in that particular moment,
Yeah.
the spiky.
I mean, the show
Spiky.
loves the shoulders. We've established that.
It does.
It's
yeah.
true. It's true. I'm not going to be mad about that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, all these
So
details
cool.
yeah. The blades even look very similar to what they ended up. So they clearly used the
Yeah.
same, they
Mhm.
didn't give the artists be like, hey, this is a vague idea of a Trolloc, go have fun. They clearly used the same concept originals,
Yeah.
be they
Yeah.
sketches or drawings or anything, to put this together as they did for the physical outfits they made for the Trollocs. Oh, Oliver, I'm sorry, it's just a black screen. Your phone, it is tough to see. It's a very dark.
It's very
super
dark.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you guys? I'd like to imagine that the show designated whoever came up with the concept art for the Trollocs. They nicknamed him Agenor. Wouldn't that be pretty
that would
fantastic?
be
If,
I
like,
love that.
him or her, whoever was like, this is what I envisioned Trollocs to look like, and they're like, okay, your nickname for the rest of the show is
Yeah.
Agenor. That'd be pretty great.
That would be pretty hilarious. I love that a lot. So I think I can put it back to regular speed now. So
Yeah, see, there's a close up of that. Bain&Chiad, what did you call it?
A pauldron.
Pauldron. Now I feel like I need to go learn different types of armor.
Yeah, that's a shoulder armor situation.
yeah, right
One
there.
that's also called like a spalder or something too. So there's like they're different lengths and sizes.
Right.
So that very much
But that I don't. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting shape there.
this close up doesn't look like the Children of the Lights, but they did have a very big shoulder pauldron. children.
They did, yeah. We've got a picture
They
of that.
did.
If I can pop it up on the screen in just a second for you.
It's overcompensating for a few things. But
It is, yeah, that's just a smidge. Where's the picture of that? 1 second, let me find it.
Oh, I don't.
That one. No, here it is. So I'll just pop that on screen. So obviously this is the white cloak armor, which is very different to what we're seeing there. But
still the asymmetrical look.
yeah, I mean, we don't see his
With-
other shoulder, so I don't know perhaps if he had this on both shoulders or not.
And I'm wondering if these, and I know we've mentioned this before, if these origins were being created based off of some concept art. So while costumes are simultaneously being conceived and made based off of various iterations of concept art, if all of these things are taking their own creative path.
Yeah.
I wonder if that little spiky thing is like something you could hang a weapon off of or something. I don't know. Just like why does it stick up like that?
Yeah, it is strange that it just sticks up like that.
Or it might be a protector for the face if something's swinging in.
Yeah, protecting from a sword coming in this way, it would deflect a neck blow.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if a sword is that close to your body, I feel like you're getting a shoulder cut there anyway. Unless
but
that's
a shoulder cut's not fatal versus a neck blow, which would.
This is very true. Yes, this is very true. So,
Wadaholic Ozzy says the shoulder guard is made for jousting.
jousting. Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Good
Yeah.
to know.
Thank you very much.
People are calling for butt rock, by the way.
I know. I see that.
Yeah, certain people. Yeah,
Certain people.
very specific.
All right, here you go.
Butt rock.
There we go. Are we happy now?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's go back to the screen now.
Mm-hmm.
This is historical butt rock. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
He's the best.
I want to go back. I'm going to play that slowly again because there's a lot lighting up there that we couldn't see, I think. So let's see if we can get this. Nope.
It's all right. Just let it go.
I mean, I got a little bit of light there. I'm just trying to see if we're missing anything here because obviously this just flashes. Not really much, is it? It's just him in the sort of a cloudy environment. Okay. You never know.
Too
They like to
much
hide things
water
real
in
time. We
the
might
air.
have, we might have missed something. So we don't want to be doing that.
If we did, people can comment below.
This
And
is
thrown away.
Look at you.
If we missed
Yeah.
anything, leave us a comment.
Yep. This is true. And this is where he loses his sword at the end. So obviously, this is where
Because
he
it's too big.
Because it's not used for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So
and he
lame.
should have thrown it away.
So he's got his nice shiny armor here. I feel like this this farmer's not even wearing armor in the slightest. Like he's just wearing his regular clothes. So it kind of makes it worse, doesn't it?
It makes sense because that's how you should fight.
Much easier to move around.
The clouds
without all
are
the armor.
gorgeous. I mean, the animation is
It really is.
just like all the rest of the origins. Just stunning.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
It's a little dark. It's a shame that it's you can't see it a smidge lighter, but it is beautiful drawing.
And so it's very painterly texture.
Creates
is.
a mood. It feels
does.
very bleak. Like this is the life of a warder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so much armpit. Why?
Yeah. This person here, this scene is like walking off at the end. Do you feel like
I think that's. Do you think
was-
that's Jerome?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
The story, did a mic drop, and then left.
Is this okay? So what I'm thinking, these two guys
Or is
here.
it the farmer?
Okay, that's nice. So
I
is
thought
this?
those were the.
I
Isn't that
think
the
it-
guy telling him the story on the edge of the cliff?
Yeah, so they've walked off the edge of the cliff. So
Yeah.
that wasn't clear at the beginning for me, and I've just watching this slowly has made me realize, oh, they've walked to the edge of the cliff after he's been knocked on his butt. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's lucky he didn't get shoved over the side of the cliff.
I mean, that's what they do in the Two Rivers. So
That's true.
and then we have your flags again. Thank you again to Mayhem Markham for picking up that it was a, what did he say, a White Tower logo?
Yeah.
On the right. Yeah.
White tower and a black background.
Yeah.
I see
like
it better now.
Yeah.
I see the.
And that's it. Just fades out with the very stylized sort of painted Wheel of Time Ouroboros origin thing, and obviously executively produced by Rafe and written by Rami. So
That's great.
So we did a little bit of extra research. So this particular one was directed by Dan Delafisi, who's done a couple of other animated shorts. And of course, my computer's not coming up. One specifically did Anomaly and Wildebeest. But then he also did visual effects on Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. So for those of you that
Nice.
Good stuff.
And then the voice actor is Steve Hartley. So he's been in a lot of things, is pretty well known. Most recently, he's been Bones and Shadow, but he also.
are we losing Leigh-A a little bit there?
I think
She's
we
been
are.
did,
Yeah, I think
Ah,
we've
we
losing
lost
Leigh-A.
her. Ah.
Well,
That's
thank you,
all right.
Leigh-A, for doing all that research for us. You're the best.
Yeah. We do appreciate that. And
Yeah, and I think she was saying about the actor, he's been in a lot of voiceover acting, and he's done a lot of video game voiceover work.
yes.
Yep.
But he really did a really great job setting the mood with that, with his tone,
Yeah.
and bringing us all in to the story.
It's a
It is
very
beautifully
interesting
done.
voice.
Robbie misses her already.
Aw.
Oh, she's back.
Oh, there we go.
Leigh-A.
Hey,
Oh,
Leigh-A.
back?
Yeah, you're
You're
back.
back.
Yeah, I think your internet is popping in and out.
Yeah.
But we
I'm
have
just
another
trying
thing
to
we wanted to get to today, right?
Yes, that is perfect. I was about to segue. I
Good
don't think
segue.
there's a huge amount to dive more from that. It was just nice to go
Yeah.
through, admire the art, and talk about the different different ways of earning G with different weapons and the appropriate uses of items and armor. But yesterday, folks, was it's a very special Aiel holiday. The ladies informed me. It is the stabbiest day of the year. Bain&Chiad, would you like to tell us what yesterday was?
Yesterday, Wetlander, was the Ides of March, which is a celebration of stabbing people in the back.
Yeah. Which is definitely the way the Shido like to do it.
Yeah. So, in honor of that, the ladies would like to read to you segments from the books describing their favorite stabs.
Yes.
And would anyone like to go first? Because we didn't pick an order pre-show. Leigh-A, would you like to go first, perhaps?
Sure, I'll go first.
I know you have your book ready. I saw you get it out. So that's why I was like, hey, that's actually...
You're so good, Leigh-A.
Yeah.
Good job, Leigh-A.
And if we have time, I have a second one also.
All right.
Speaking of stabbing people in the back. So setting up the scene, this is when Matt, Elaine, and Nynaeve are in Ibudar, and they are going to get the Bowl of the Wind. So they finally figured out where the fuck it was after months of searching. They go, and it is not quite a non-confrontational situation. There's Black Aja there. There's a whole bunch of street thugs just stealing a whole bunch of shit, and then there is another bad evil creature. Ready for the scene.
Let's go.
We're ready.
Matt had seen Murdral move, but this fellow was quicker, harder as that was to believe. He just seemed to flow from in front of the spear, and seizing the haft, he pivoted, flinging Matt past him 5 paces down the hall. Breath left when he hit the floor in a small cloud of dust. So did the Ashendari. Struggling for air, he pushed himself up, fox head dangling from his open shirt. Dragging a knife from under his coat, he flung himself at the man just as Nielsen appeared at the head of the stairs, sword in hand. Now they had him. However quick the man made a Myrgel seem stiff. He slid around Nelson's thrust as though there was not a bone in his body. Right hand shooting out to seize Nelson's throat. His hand came away with a liquid, ripping sound. Blood fountained past Nelson's beard. His sword dropped, ringing on the dusty stone floor, and he clutched both hands to his ruined neck, red running through his fingers as he fell. Matt crashed into the killer's back, and they all 3 hit the floor together. He had no compunctions against stabbing a man in the back when it was necessary, especially a man who could tear somebody's throat out. He should have let Nelson stay in bed. The thought came sadly as he drove the blade home hard, then a second time, a third. The man twisted in his grip. It should not have been possible, but somehow the fellow rolled over beneath him, pulling the knife hilt out of his hand. Nelson's staring eyes and bloody throat were a reminder right before his eyes. Desperately, he grabbed the man's wrist, one hand slipping a little in the blood that ran down the fellow's hand. The man smiled at him. With a knife sticking out of his side, he smiled. "He wants Ed as much as he wants her," he said softly. And if Matt was not holding him at all, his hands moved towards Matt's head, driving Matt's arms back.
Love it.
Well done. Good stabs.
Yes.
So many stabs.
Lots of
A
stabs.
very bloody scene
No
too.
effect.
Yeah,
Indeed.
poor Allison.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Every time I'm so sad.
What
is
that
bad.
motherfucker gets to do in the end, he is going to fall until the all ends of eternity. So.
Yes.
It's true.
Absolutely.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Bain&Chiad, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. Mine is definitely not as bloody and gory, but I think it's a very, very badass stab. That is just one of my favorite moments. So this is from New Spring, and it's the climax of the book, where we find out that Mirian is Black Aja, and she has just killed the boy. I think he's the prince, or the nephew of the prince or something. The young boy who they suspect could be a channeler. She's dropped him off a balcony way, way up in the air. And Moraine is there and has observed this. Moraine struggled to her knees. She could not channel. She had no courage left, no strength, only determination. Briss floated over the railing. Moraine tottered to her feet. Determination. That look of pure hate etched on his face. Briss fell, never making a sound. This had to end. Iselle lifted into the air, writhing frantically, throat working in an effort to scream past her gag. It had to end now. Stumbling, Moraine drove her belt knife into Marian's back to the hilt, blood spurting over her hands. They fell to the paving stones together, the glow around Mirian vanishing as she died, the shield on Moraine vanishing. Iselle screamed, swaying where Mirian's bonds had let her drop, atop the stone railing. Pushing herself to move, Moraine scrambled across Mirian's corpse, seized one of Iselle's flailing hands in hers just as the girl's slippers slid off into the open air. And then there's more that goes on.
Love it.
So good. So
Yeah.
much toe in that scene.
There's a lot of toe in that scene. Yeah,
So
you
much
are
toe,
correct.
but I just love she couldn't channel, so she stabbed her.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do
That's
you love that
awesome.
better than Nynaeve throwing the slipper at Moghedian?
I mean, if she stabbed her with the slipper, then yes. But I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
I came to an observation in my research for trying to find my favorite stabs because I was trying to find Avienda stabs that were actually taking someone out, and I actually didn't find any of note. She took out nameless characters, but all of for someone who was so obsessed with her knives and was always talking about stabbing people, I don't think she actually stabbed anyone with a blade, a physical blade in the whole series. And I want someone to prove me wrong and tell me that that's not true, because we know her as the stabbiest of stabby. She is the epitome of she sets the tone for what Maidens of the Spear are, and I don't think that we actually see her on screen actually kill someone with a stab that matters,
Do you mean specifically kill or just stab someone?
Well, yeah, I mean use her impressive amount of skill to actually do the job that maidens are known for. I can't think of
on
it.
screen, but after she and the maidens, when she's still a maiden, meet the Wonder Girls and her friend gets healed, they do battle a bunch of Dark Friends in Melindhra. So I'm assuming she's stabbing someone there, but it's not specifically stated.
Yeah. So there's a lot of chatter.
Yeah.
Speaking of maidens, there's a lot of chatter in the chat.
Yeah, I feel like we should tease them a little bit, Mel, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
I feel like they're making.
They think after all this time that my favorite scene is the one where I get taken out, and I feel like you people don't know me at all. I mean, granted, I do love that scene, but not because I get stabbed, and my stabbing effort in that scene leaves much to be corrected, because I did not succeed.
Yeah.
So I cannot claim that scene would be the best scene. However, I did pick one that, funnily enough, is also Matt and also involves Ashendare. But as far as the rest of the introduction, I will just read it and you guys will know what this is. Reminder, full spoilers. Okay. I'm going to start here. I asked something else, not knowing it, Matt said. I said I wanted to be free of Aes Sedai and the power. They gave me the medallion for that, another gift. And I asked for one more thing. I said I wanted to be away from them and back to Ruidian. The Eelfin gave me everything I asked for, the memories to fill my holes, the medallion to keep me free from the power. And what? They sent him back to Ruidian to hang, but hanging was a price, not an answer to his demands. They did give me something else, Matt whispered, looking down at the Ashendare in his hands as the Eelfin began to hiss more loudly. It was carved on the weapon. The blade had 2 ravens, the shaft inscribed with words in the old tongue. Thought is the arrow of time. Memory never fades. Why had they given it to him? He had never questioned it, but he had not asked for a weapon. What was asked is given. The price is paid. No, I didn't ask for a weapon. I asked for a way out, and they gave me this. Matt spun the Ashendare and thrust it into the wall. The point sank in the knot stone. Light sprayed out around it, spilling free like blood gushing from a spilt vein. Matt screamed, ramming it in farther. Powerful waves of light erupted from the wall. He drew the Ashendare down at an angle, making a slit. He pulled the weapon up the other side, cutting out a large inverse triangle of light. The light seemed to thrum as it washed across him. The Eelfin had reached the doorway by Tom, but they hissed, shying back from the powerful radiance. Matt finished By drawing a wavy line down the middle of the triangle, he could barely see it. The light was so bright. The section of wall in front of him fell away, revealing a glowing white passage that seemed to be cut out of the steel. Well, Tom whispered, standing up. The Aelfin screamed with high-pitched anger. They entered the room, arms raised to shield their eyes, wicked swords gripped in opposing hands. Get her out, Mount bellowed, spinning to face the creatures. He lifted the Ashendare, using the butt end to smash the face of the first Aelfin. Go! Tom grabbed Moraine and then spared a glance at Matt. Go! Matt repeated, smashing the arm of another Aelfin. Tom leaped into the doorway and vanished. Matt smiled, spinning among the Aelfin with his Ashendare, laying into legs, arms, and heads. There were a lot of them, but they seemed dazed by the light, frenzied to get to him. As he tripped the first few, the others stumbled. The creatures became a squirming mass of sinuous arms and legs, hitting and hissing and spinning in anger, several of those in back trying to crawl over the pile to reach him. Matt stepped back and tipped his hat to the creatures. Looks like the game can be won after all, he said. Tell the foxes I'm mighty pleased with this key they gave me. Also, you can all go rot in a flaming pit of fire and ashes, you unwashed lumps on a pig's backside. Have a grand, bloody day. He held his hat in his hand and leapt through the opening.
Love that. That was amazing.
Oh, it's awesome.
Such a good stab.
Yeah, it's a great stab. As Light Blindfold said, an artistic stab.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Also the most stabs so far.
Yeah. So I didn't bring a stab because this is an Aiel holiday and I didn't want to incur more toll by tainting it with Wetlander talk of stabs. But unfortunately, Wise One Shelly could not be with us today. But Wise One Shelly did select a stab for you to enjoy. And I shall read you Shelly's stab selection now. Please remember, folks, that this is a full spoiler show if you really haven't figured that out by now, because I am reading from the 14th book, A Memory of Light. And as you can tell, I'm reading from fairly far away. So, really, there's not much book left if you haven't actually read the whole thing, so you really should have. I don't know how much of this to actually read. It's like it's
Just read the stabby part.
just the stabby part.
Start from that ... quote from the person who.
You could start from there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's many attempts of stabs in this.
You are such a tease. Just read it.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Read it to
You
us.
know what I've been teasing tonight.
He wants
So
it.
rude.
I'm having fun with this. Okay. Lan held nothing back. He did not fight as he had trained Rand to fight. No careful testing, no judging the terrain, no careful evaluation. Demandred could channel, and despite the medallion, Lan couldn't give his enemy time to think, time to weave and hurl rocks at him or open the ground beneath him. Lan burrowed deeply into the void, allowing instincts to guide him. He went beyond lack of emotions, burning away everything. He did not need to judge the terrain, for he felt the land as if it were part of him. He did not need to test Demandred's strength. One of the Forsaken, with many decades of experience, would be the most skilled swordsman Lan had ever faced. Lan was vaguely aware of the Sharans spreading out to make a broad circle around the two combatants as they fought. Apparently, Demandred was confident enough of his skills that he did not allow interference from others. Lan spun into a sequence of attacks. Water flows downhill, became whirlwind on the mountain, which became hawk dives into the brush. His forms were like streams blending into a larger and larger river. Demandred fought as well as Lan had feared. Though the man's forms were slightly different from those Lan knew, the years had not changed the nature of a sword fight. You are good, Demandred said with a grunt, falling back before wind and rain, a line of blood dripping from his chin. Lan's sword flashed in the air, reflecting the red light of a bonfire nearby. Demandred came back with striking the spark, which Lan anticipated, countering. He took a scratch along the side, but ignored it. The exchange set Lan back a step and gave Demandred the chance to pick up a rock with the one power and hurl it at Rand. Deep within the void, Lan felt the stone coming. It was an understanding of the fight, one that ran deeply into him, to the very core of his soul. The way Demandred stepped, the direction his eyes flickered, told Lan exactly what was coming. As he flowed into his next sword form, Lan brought his weapon up across his chest and stepped backward. A stone the size of a man's head passed directly in front of him. Lan flowed forward, arm moving into his next form as another stone flew under his arm, tugging wind with it. Lan raised his sword and flowed around the path of the third stone, which missed him by a thun's width, rippling his clothing. Demandred blocked Lan's attack, but he breathed hoarsely. "Who are you?" Demandred whispered again. "No one of this age has such skill. Asmodean? No. He couldn't have fought me like this. Luciferin? It is you behind that face, isn't it?" "I am just a man," Lan whispered. "That is all I have ever been." Demandred growled, then launched an attack. Lan responded with stones falling down the mountain, but Demandred's fury forced him back a few steps. Despite Lan's initial offensive, Demandred was the better swordsman. Lan knew this by the same sense that told him when to strike, when to parry, when to step, and when to withdraw. Perhaps if they had come to the fight evenly, it would be different. They had not. Lan had been fighting for an entire day, and though he had been healed from his worst wounds, the smaller ones still ached. Beyond that, a healing in and of itself was draining. Demandred was still fresh. The Forsaken stopped talking and engrossed himself in the duel. He also stopped using the one power, focused only on his swordplay. He did not grin as he took the advantage. He did not seem like a man who grinned very often. Lan slipped away from Demandred, but the Forsaken pressed forward with boar rushes down the mountain, again pushing Lan back to the perimeter of the circle, battering at his defenses, cutting him on the arm, then the shoulder, then finally the thigh. "I've only time for one last lesson." "I have you," Demandred finally growled, breathing heavily. "Whoever you are, I have you. You cannot win." "You didn't listen to me," Lan whispered. "One last lesson. The hardest." Demandred struck, and Lan saw his opening. Lan lunged forward, placing Demandred's sword point against his own side and ramming himself forward onto it. "I did not come here to win," Lan whispered, smiling. "I came here to kill you. Death is lighter than a feather." Demandred's eyes opened wide, and he tried to pull back. Too late. Lan's sword took him straight through the throat. The world grew dark as Lan slipped backward off the sword. He felt Nynaeve's fear and pain as he did, and he sent his love to her.
I can't even ramen rattle that one. I'm just dying.
And I did not practice that, so I'm surprised I didn't fuck that up.
Way to go!
Because I was super prepared tonight, because I had an hour less, and I got chatting to my roommate. So yeah, but that is Shelley's favorite choice of a stab. I think it's a mighty word.
Good choice, wise one.
And there's small stabs in there as we go. Mm-hmm. So it's a stab whilst getting stabbed, which to achieve the stab you want whilst taking a stab, deliberately taking a stab is a mighty stab. So
yes.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who did that.
I am sorry that I've caused crying. Mayhem says I'm all about the tease tonight. Apparently, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's a great piece. So Shelley had a great choice. We're
Everybody
not
had
going
great
to vote on the favorite,
choices,
folks.
though.
Yeah, they're all seriously great choices, and they're all different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the great things about Stabby Day is that there's so many different ways to appreciate stabs, and we definitely proved that today by selecting a really good wide variety of stabs
We did
for your general enjoyment.
Very, very true.
It was great.
Oldies, I posted something on Twitter yesterday asking what their favorite stabs are, and they came back with
great answers.
A whole bunch of amazing, and sometimes just like, oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So many good stabs from the Foldies. So thank you to everybody who participated in that.
Yeah, we do appreciate that. They're all raving about the stabs in chat. Shelly, Kev, when Shelly gets up, I hope you get her to watch that, and I hope she enjoys it. I think that kind of wraps up the show nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you for joining us. I appreciate all your time. We love you. Please comment below what we said in to comment about. I forget. Comment about the video if we missed anything.
Yes.
Comment about your favorite stab. I'd love to
and
see
what
those.
you think Rob's surprise is going to be?
Oh, and that was it. What do you think that big reveal is going to be at JohnCon, 2:30 Eastern, on the couches, Saturday 22nd? Be there and find out what this really, really big surprise is. So, but I think that's it. So until next week, folks, may you always find love, water, and shade. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.